Hi, thanks for joining me for Purposeful Inspiration. Our topic for today is overcoming hurt. And we have all experienced some level of hurt, whether it be from friends, from our girlfriend boyfriend relationship, or family, and even hurt that we have inflicted on ourselves. But today I'm just going to speak briefly on overcoming hurt in a girlfriend boyfriend relationship. So because that's the stage I'm at, I'm not married as yet, so I can't speak to marriage. So this is what I'm going to talk about. When we get hurt because we invest ourselves and our time and other resources into another person, and we trust them. We believe that what they are telling us is true, and we say, I don't think this person would lie to me. Why would he lie to me? Or why would she lie to me? They said they love me, and they have been doing a little this and a little that. And I say but because sometimes when we're in relationships, God gives us signs and it's a clues, and He makes us feel uncomfortable spiritually with what is happening in the relationship. But we still press on to say, no, we're going to tough this one out because we're not going to give up so easily on love. So I just want to say, when we're in these relationships and we get hurt because we have been disobedient to God, I'm just going to focus on that aspect where we get into relationships for different reasons. It is to feel comfortable, it is to find somebody to love us, and yes, it's good to have persons to love us, but when we don't love ourselves, that's where the danger comes in. So we want to find somebody to complete us, and no one on this earth can ever complete us. It is through Jesus Christ that we are made whole. It is by His stripes that we are healed from all the emotional damage that has happened to us over the years. It is through His stripes. So when we go into relationships to find somebody to heal us and make us whole, that's the wrong approach. And then now, like me, I made an idol out of relationship, and this is something God revealed to me after my last my last heart-rending experience, like something that really shook me up. My last relationship that really shook me up. I made an idol out of relationship, meaning that it didn't matter who the guy was or how he looked or whatever. I wasn't looking for the guy who is quote unquote perfect for me. I was looking for the guy who God wanted to help me to serve Him better. I was just looking for a guy to have the relationship with, and I got into that relationship at a point when I was emotionally down and distraught, and I was just feeling lost emotionally. And I said, hey, this guy cares, and he's so nice, and he's a man of God. He's a man of God, and he cares, and he's there for me and Ray, and yeah. But I didn't start that relationship on the right track. I didn't start it listening to God. I started listening to myself. And during the course of that relationship, God was saying no. God was showing me different signs and different clues, and I was just twisting it around in my own way, and then I got hurt. But at the end of it, God did something that I didn't expect. He used that relationship to teach me, to say, hey, you've seen my signs and you've ignored them, but I want you to realize that you know when I'm talking to you. I want you to realize that you know when I'm telling you that something is wrong and it is the wrong approach. So now that you know that you can hear my voice and I'm saying this to you, you know when God has been telling you, or you knew when God has been saying, this is the wrong relationship, it is not going right, it is not honoring me, it is just not what I want for you. You know. So now that you know, I want you to start listening to his voice, to get out of the hurt, to get out of where you are now. And in all of that, he revealed to me that, hey, this is the cause, this is why you have been going into relationships. It's because you're making an idol out of them. And I want you to let God reveal to you, why are you going into relationships back to back? Why are you not taking heed to the signs that God is showing you? And once God has revealed that answer to you, because it is there, once God has revealed that answer to you now, I want you to act upon it. So when he revealed that to me, I said, I'm going to take a break from relationships. I am not going to get into any. I didn't give myself any specific time period. I didn't say for 1 year, for 2 years, nothing. I just said, I'm going to take a break. And I took that break and I spent time with God. And in spending time with God, and this is how you get over the hurt, you spend the time with God and you take a break from you stop doing the wrong things that have been causing you to get into relationships, and you heal. And I started spending time with God. I read the Bible more. I spoke to him one-on-one. I did more things for him in service. And in all of that, he was just shaping me and taking me from that point where I was low in spirit, and I guess low in my self-esteem at that point. And sometimes we are low in our self-esteem. We don't think highly of ourselves. Not that we're going to think more highly than we ought to, but we should not think that we are less than anyone else. So at that point in time, God took me to a place where, going up and up, and he's saying, build yourself, know what you stand for, and realize that you don't need somebody to complete you. You don't need a next person in your life to survive. You need God. And that is what I realized. I didn't need anybody to be happy. I had myself, and I started becoming happy with myself. I forgave myself. I literally apologized to myself. I wrote something on Instagram where I apologized to myself for what I did to me, so I could stop blaming myself for what happened and for not accepting the signs that God was showing me. So I apologized to myself and I said, hey Chris, I'm sorry and I love you. And I responded and I said, I love you too, and I know you didn't mean it. So apologize to yourself. Don't blame yourself for the situation. Yes, you played a role, and yes, the other person played a role, but don't take on everything and say, hey, all of it is my fault. No, you played your part and the other person played their part. So the entire thing is not your fault. And I'm not going to say I love the person with the love of the Lord right now because I'm not gonna lie, I don't love the person with the love of the Lord, but I'm trying to get there. I want to be able to get to that point. I'm not angry, I'm not upset about the situation anymore. I don't feel betrayed or used like I used to feel when the relationship ended. I don't feel hurt, but I know that because you know how when persons hurt you, just distance yourself from them and you don't want nothing to do with them. That's where I am, and I don't want anything to do with this person, not out of hate, but just because of the past. So I'm trying to let the Lord have his way in my little heart to tune it and get it where he needs it to be, so that I can see this person and see them as God sees them, not as I see them as a wicked person who did something awful. No, I want to see that person as God sees him, as his child, as his son. Yes, he mess up and thing, and him fall and him he was pretending like he was all that saved and holy, sanctified, and sitting on the holy hill when he wasn't. But God still loves him, and that's how I want to see him. And that's where, at the end of the healing process, where we will all get, where you will get to see that person not as the experiences you've had with them, but through the eyes of God. And that is the healing process. It's not easy, and it didn't happen overnight. And it I'm where I am for, this is now 2 years. At this place 2 years later. So it took me 2 years to be at a place where I'm trying to love the person with the love of the Lord. So you see, it's not easy. But once you love the Lord, you will try your best to do what is necessary. So I'm at a happier place with myself. I'm comfortable. I'm at a place where I said, hey, girl, you deserve God's best, and you should be God's best. And I'm at a place where I'm working on me to be the person that God wants me to be the person that I would like to have in a relationship. I'm at a place where I'm at peace with myself to say, even if I don't get in a relationship, I'm happy. And that's where you need to be, to say, even if you're not in a relationship, you still feel good about yourself. You still think positively about yourself. Even if you're not in a relationship, you still feel whole. You still know that you're whole. You still are complete. Even if you're not in a relationship, your world will not fall apart. And that is where healing from hurt gets us. And it's not just to get over the emotions now so that we can start a next relationship 2 months later, or 2 months kind of long for that, for a series of getting into back-to-back relationships. 2 months is long, but it's not where you just get over that emotion, that hurt, that anger, that level of pain, just to again end up in another relationship. No. The whole point of healing is to see what God is teaching you from that entire experience, and then applying the lesson you have learned to your life. So I want you to take a look. Yes, you're hurting, and yes, you feel angry. Yes, you may have a low self-esteem because of this. Yes, you feel used. Yes, you feel abused. Yes, you feel like you're not worthy. Yes, you feel like no one can ever love you because this has been happening over and over and over and over again. But I want to encourage you. There is a lesson for you to learn in that hurt. There's a lesson for you to learn from that experience. Find what that lesson is. As I said, for me, that was a realization that I idolized relationships. What is causing you to get into those hurtful, bad choice, making those bad choices out of relationships? What is causing you to jump into the relationship after another relationship? What is influencing you? And let God heal you through that. Let God use that as a starting point to heal you from the hurt that the hurt that the relationship has caused in your life. And it's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen in a month or two, but stick to the plan, stick with the Lord, and you will definitely be healed, and you will definitely overcome hurt. Have a great day.